Hi, I'm Ross Rapoport with RoadflyTV. Thanks for watching this episode of RoadflyTV. Today, I'm reviewing the 2012 Buick Regal, and I'm in a pretty good position to do so since I tested its larger sibling, the LaCrosse. The Regal may be a familiar nameplate to most Americans, but this car is all new, and as such, it's targeting an entirely new kind of buyer. I have to be honest, these new Buicks are challenging me like never before to figure out who that buyer might be. They're just so far out of my automotive comfort zone that I can't intuitively figure out who's interested in it and what they're cross-shopping it with. The list of potential competitors is long indeed. Like the LaCrosse, the Regal blasts a wide spray of competitive buckshot at sedans from Acura, Audi, Chrysler, Hyundai, and Lexus. The name I've actually heard Buick mention repeatedly is the TSX, and I've reviewed two of those. So let's start there. Or not. There is a Regal out there that will compare favorably to a TSX. It's called the GS and has a 6-speed manual and a turbocharged 4-cylinder motor. That's not the Regal I'm driving today. This car has something that sets it apart from the TSX and most other competitors, which is the least marketed hybrid drivetrain on the market. There are no badges anywhere on the car, and Buick simply do not make a big deal of it. But it alters the driving experience enough that I have a tough time comparing this car to non-hybrids like the TSX. But since it's a quote-unquote light hybrid system, it behaves enough like a conventional car that it can't really be compared to hybrids we all know like the Prius. Buick's name for this handy drivetrain is eAssist, and it consists of an electric motor that adds 15 horsepower and about 100 pound-feet of torque, as well as what I consider to be the smoothest and least obtrusive start-stop system on the market today. Buick, you should just go ahead and put that in your marketing lit because nobody else can match this right now. Now, I definitely prefer this car's interior to that of its big brother LaCrosse. Frankly, both of them fail my cubbyhole test pretty miserably, but at least this car can fit a bottle in each of its front doors. My favorite touch is this BMW-esque armrest that locates your hand right over the central control wheel for the car's infotainment system. The LaCrosse doesn't have anything like this, and I think that's because it's aimed at an older, less tech-savvy customer. And that's fine with me. Another thing that some reviewers have complained about is the crowded center stack here. To that I say, it's 2012. Wake up and smell the buttons. The rest of the car's interior is absolutely exquisite. GM have made no secret of the fact that they are following the leader in interior design, and that's Audi. And when you look around at the shape of the buttons and even the fonts, it's clear where they've got their inspiration, and it really works. I also have to say that it takes a lot of skill to do a chocolate brown interior right, but Buick has done it. I said earlier that it's a little tough to compare this car with its light hybrid drivetrain to a conventional hybrid like the Prius. Let's call that a heavy hybrid. A heavy hybrid will do better in the city than it will on the highway, mileage-wise, because it's using its electric motor almost exclusively. The opposite's true for this car. It has mileage more resembling of a conventional car at 25 miles per gallon in the city and 36 on the highway. Now, curiously, that's no better than the full-size LaCrosse I tested, and I couldn't really understand why until I did some research and found out that the Regal is only 100 pounds lighter. I don't know whether to be disappointed because that's just too heavy in my opinion, or impressed that the Regal drives so well and like such a smaller car when it weighs 3,700 pounds. One thing that definitely impressed me about this car is the steering. Just like the LaCrosse, it's light and effortless without being numb. But in this car, it's tuned for a much sportier and nimbler response. However, do not confuse this car with a sports sedan. The eAssist motor sucks a lot of fun out of the driving by coming on much too abruptly when you feather the throttle during a corner. Also, the 6-speed automatic is just best left in drive. It's going to frustrate you if you try and shift your own gears, and just don't bother. So, the eAssist is terrific, and it'll get this car to 60 in about 9 seconds, which is pretty impressive considering it is a 3,700 pound car. So if the Regal appeals to you, go down to your nearest Buick dealer and see what kind of incentives they're offering on it these days. With the right amount of cash back, or whatever they're calling it now, this could be a really sweet buy. I'm Ross Rapoport. Thanks for watching this episode of RoadflyTV. You can find more pictures and a downloadable window sticker of this car at RoadflyTV.com. Please comment on this video and join our community by subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can even find me on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Everyone complains about the chest hair. Right here is the central control knob for the... It doesn't have one of these, and I think that's because it's aimed at a... However, you can at least fit a cup or a bottle in each of the... But at least the Regal has doors that can handle one cup.
Just keep rolling.
Pretty miserably. But at least the Regal can... Crowded button situation here, but